the Genius Act and the Digital Dollar, Regulation, Stablecoins, and America's Bid for Currency Dominance. 1. Introduction. The Genius Act marks the first comprehensive U.S. federal law on cryptocurrency. Promoted as an overdue modernization of the nation's creaking financial infrastructure, it positions America to compete with China and Europe in the race to control digital currency. Advocates hail it as a regulatory revolution, while critics warn it may blend sound monetary reform with speculative chaos. Humorously, it may be the only statute that simultaneously covers government bonds and meme coins. Footnote. This section introduces the Genius Act as both modernization and gamble in financial governance. 2. Stablecoin regulation. At its core, the Act provides regulatory legitimacy to stablecoins, cryptocurrencies pegged to the US dollar. Issuers must back tokens with verifiable assets, such as cash or treasury securities, creating a digital medium that marries banking stability with blockchain speed. Everyday use is envisioned: instant, fee-free transfers and 24-hour settlement. Unlike Bitcoin's volatility, these instruments are meant to be dollar proxies, with consumer protection built in. Footnote. This section explains how the Act anchors stablecoins to real assets and mainstream financial rules. 3. Consumer protections and institutional impact. The law requires transparency of reserves, audits, and safeguards against fraud. Banks, payment providers, and fintech firms can integrate stablecoins into operations, reducing transaction costs and increasing efficiency. The policy also has geopolitical consequences. Dollar-backed stablecoins could reinforce U.S. monetary dominance globally, embedding the dollar deeper into cross-border digital commerce. In effect, every transaction becomes a small vote for the dollar's supremacy. Footnote. This section highlights consumer protections and the law's potential to reinforce U.S. dollar hegemony. 4. Risks and criticisms. Despite its structure, the law leaves wide space for speculative tokens. Public figures, including politicians, may legally launch their own cryptocurrencies. Analysts warn this opens the door to a gamification of finance, where celebrity-backed meme coins lure consumers without asset backing. Critics compare the phenomenon to confidence schemes, or at best, legalized digital carnival games. Stablecoins may be serious finance, but the sideshow could become a regulatory headache. Footnote. This section underscores concerns about speculative tokens and political misuse of crypto markets. 5. Global context. China has already piloted a digital yuan, while the European Union studies central bank digital currencies. The Genius Act is America's response: regulate, legitimize, and dominate. Its passage signals that the U.S. will not cede leadership in financial innovation. As with past monetary experiments, the risk lies not in the technology itself, but in how trust, oversight, and political power are balanced. Footnote. This section situates the Genius Act within global digital currency competition. 6. Future trajectory. Supporters predict that by 2027, stablecoins will be as ordinary as debit cards, integrated into payments, commerce, and remittances. Businesses that adapt early will enjoy cost and speed advantages, while laggards may find themselves competing with the financial equivalent of dial-up internet. Yet speculative excesses could undermine trust, repeating old patterns in digital form. As always, the fate of money rests on confidence, something easier to legislate than to guarantee. Footnote. This section forecasts adoption of stablecoins while warning that confidence remains the system's true anchor. 7. Conclusion. The Genius Act represents both modernization and gamble. By codifying stablecoins, it gives the dollar a chance to dominate digital commerce. By leaving space for speculative ventures, it invites potential misuses that could undercut trust. The real revolution may not be technological but political, a test of whether America can manage financial innovation without succumbing to the temptations of hype and opportunism. In short, the act is genius. if it works. Footnote. This section concludes that the Genius Act may redefine U.S. monetary policy, but its success hinges on disciplined execution.